Please be seated. Deputy Lieutenant, Your Worshipful the Mayor, distinguished guests, the Vice-Chancellor of the University of Greenwich, Professor David Maguire.
Good afternoon, everybody. Oh dear, did I come to the wrong place? Is there nobody here? Shall we try that one again? Good afternoon. Thank you. Just remember, you're all here to enjoy yourselves. This is a happy occasion. We're here to celebrate the wonderful achievements of all of our fantastic students. So do please join in as the proceedings move along today. Well, distinguished guests, graduands, families, friends and colleagues, as the Vice-Chancellor of the University of Greenwich, it does give me great pleasure to welcome you all to today's graduation ceremony. Every year, a new generation of graduates processes through the doors of this beautiful chapel, each of them embarking upon an exciting future. Each generation is unique, making every graduation a really wonderful occasion for all of us on the stage. It's a grand occasion, one to celebrate the diverse talents of all of our students who are responsible for the continuing success of our university. We are incredibly fortunate here at the University of Greenwich to have superb facilities in enviable locations. Foremost amongst those are the incredible buildings here at the Old Royal Naval College, described as one of the top 5 university campuses in the whole of the United Kingdom. Originally designed by Sir Christopher Wren, one of our most famous architects, and situated directly on the top of the ruins of the Royal Palace where King Henry VIII and his 2 daughters, Queen Elizabeth I and Queen Mary I, were born, this place has served variously as a hospital, a naval academy, and now a world-class university. Many of you may well have seen that it's been used variously as a film set for TV, advertising, and many blockbuster Hollywood movies as well. This glorious chapel is a truly special place in which to host today's ceremony. It reminds us all of Greenwich's long history as a seat of learning and intellectual endeavour, and we're very proud to continue this tradition here today. We're a thriving centre of teaching, research and enterprise made up of 38,000 students based all across the world. Greenwich is a place where outstanding students with endless potential achieve extraordinary things. Our diverse academic portfolio specialises in high-quality, professionally accredited disciplines that prepare our students for a world which demands employees of high academic calibre who are self-sufficient, enterprising and savvy. It is therefore of little surprise that the university has an outstanding employability record. Using the standard measure 6 months after graduation, over 90% of last year's graduates are in employment or pursuing further study. Our high academic standards are recognised by the government, who awarded us a silver rating in the National Teaching Excellence Framework, an official recognition of our excellent teaching. I'm also very proud to say that entry standards and degree outcomes have risen once again this year, and both are now above the average for all universities in the country. And in the most recent National Survey of Students, we were ranked 3rd equal in the whole of London. At Greenwich, we also take exceptional pride in the diversity and inclusivity of our student and staff communities. Over 5,000 international students representing more than 170 nationalities choose to study here at Greenwich, and a number of you will be graduating today. We've been ranked as one of the most international and most globally diverse universities in the world. Developing and applying knowledge through research and enterprise activities is also core to the university's work. Often undertaken in partnership with industry, charities, governments and other social organisations, the government's research activity is anchored securely in responding to societal need, thus ensuring that results benefit everybody. In particular, at Greenwich, we are highly regarded for our work in computational modelling, business, education, global food security, and pharmaceutical sciences. Our university has a long history of success and has won many prestigious awards, including 4 Queen's Anniversary Prizes, the Queen's Award for Enterprise, 2 Guardian Newspaper University Research Awards, and 9 Times Higher Education Media Awards. In 2017, the university's Natural Resources Institute won the Global Rockefeller Foundation Innovation Challenge, worth more than $500,000 to the winner. This past year has been yet another where we've cemented our reputation for high-quality teaching and educational scholarship. The achievements of our students and staff in our business school have continued to impress. One of our academic staff members has represented the university in Parliament, giving evidence on the future of the High Street. Another has been established as an authority and spokesperson to national media on water nationalisation. Our students have showcased their fantastic creativity and their business acumen in the University Challenge at the university, and their previous winner featured in one of our Greenwich portraits this year. That's the university-wide programme to highlight our most successful recent graduates and members of our alumni community. In March, on the eve of what would have been the UK's departure from the European Union, the faculty hosted a very high-profile Brexit debate with names drawn from politics, business and journalism. This was really well attended by our students, by staff and by visitors to the university. And finally, nearly 300 people attended 20 student-led sessions at a Rethinking Economics event held early this year, where we welcomed top economists, central bankers, academics, civil servants and activists who debated the role of economics education in tackling the great economic challenges of the 21st century. Our mission here at Greenwich is to transform lives through exceptional teaching and research. It's at the very heart of everything that we do here. We are so very proud of those alumni who've transformed people's lives right across the world, including Dr. Abiy Ahmed Ali, who's the current Prime Minister of Ethiopia, Anne Packer Brightwell, an Olympic champion in 1964, Tommy Flowers, who was a computer pioneer and code breaker from Bletchley Park, who worked on the Colossus machine to break the Enigma codes during the Second World War, Baroness Rachel Hayhoe-Flint, an England cricketer and commentator, Professor Sir Charles Cow, who studied electrical engineering here. He invented fibre optic technology and received a Nobel Prize for the quality of his work. Alumni also include Baroness Doreen Lawrence, a student and a member of staff here, the very well-known equalities campaigner, and Dave Rowntree, the drummer of the Brit-pop band Blur, also studied here at Greenwich. Graduands, today is your day, and you should be immensely proud of your achievements. Taking your next step in a world where the pace of change is quick and the future uncertain may seem like a daunting prospect. But I believe that the university has equipped you well for the next big challenge, whatever it may be. Your studies mean that you can solve problems, adapt to new situations, and thrive in an environment of uncertainty. And I, for one, have absolutely no doubt that you are more than ready for whatever the big challenges that lie ahead of you. As you take this next big step towards your future, be confident, be proud, be caring, and above all, aim high. On behalf of everyone at the University of Greenwich, I do offer you heartfelt congratulations, and I wish you every continuing success. Good luck.
Greenwich Students' Union Officer, Mayo Femi Obalemo.
Thank you. Hello, my name is Mayo Femi Obalemo, and I am a GSU officer. I also, like you, I'm graduating this year, next week actually. So I'd like to say congratulations, class of 2019. We made it. I would like to first of all start by saying how honored I am to be here, giving this speech before this powerful audience. Looking at all your faces, I see the greatest minds the world will ever know. The biggest investment bankers, the top economists, and the best accountants. Thank you all for the privilege of being part of this unforgettable day in your lives, one that closes a chapter while simultaneously beginning the next. For some of us, the journey to this day started 2 years ago. For others, 4 years ago, but for the most, it started about 3 years ago. For various reasons, some of those you started with are not here today, but you are. You stayed up all those late nights, fought through all those deadlines, and overcame every challenge. It wasn't easy, but you pulled through. You did it, and now you're graduating. Give yourselves a resounding round of applause. Now, life being what it is comes with its highs and lows. Some wins, and as hurtful as it may seem, some losses. And sometimes there's nothing you can do about it, but there is something you can do about you. You can strive to be the best version of yourself. You may not have gotten the degree you desired, but you got a degree. You're one of the 40% of people in the UK with a higher education qualification. However it came about, the key thing to note is that your degree does not define you. You do. You can shape what you want the world to think of you. Over the course of your studies, you learnt many skills, whether it's being able to effectively talk to the Nigerian girl in your class as a British boy, or to talk to the Chinese boy in your class as a French girl, or even being able to work in that group and achieve and fulfill the project. You did it. Those examples demonstrate communication skills, people skills, team working skills, and many more. With these abilities, you can try. You can dare to build the future that you want. You can dare to change the world. The key is to try, just dare to dream. There's this one book I've read over and over again, and I want to share some things from it with you today. It is called The Power of Your Mind. This book taught me how easy it is to systematically set yourself up for failure. I decided on this specific topic because self-sabotage is a real thing, especially in our demographic. A lot of us are not aware of how much control we have, and that leads us into compromising situations where we cannot be our best selves. The only thing standing in the way of everything you've ever wanted is you. Your life moves in the direction of your strongest thoughts. What you think is eventually what you'll become. A negative word is like a cut. Every time you hear it, though you may not realize, it has an effect on you. I want you to think of an open fire. Even if you add only a sprinkling of water, the fire is impacted. In the same way, you are impacted. Anything you can imagine can become reality. If you can think it, it can exist. It has the possibility to be. Once you introduce the word can't, any line of thought stemming from that initial idea is immediately terminated. It doesn't exist anymore. Your ability to comprehend it completely ceases, and that version of reality stops immediately. We spend our lives chasing after value, validation, and success, but what is it exactly? What is this thing we call success? Success is beyond material wealth. It's impacting your world with the investment of your personality, your gifts and talents. It's influencing the world around you to aspire to your inspiration. You elevate yourself to a place where people actively seek you out. Why? Because there's something they see about you. Your mind is instrumental to your success. The seed of success is an idea. Everything you see in the world today is a product of someone else's imagination. They were made by the framework of a mind. These people nurtured their thoughts and produced something amazing. Never belittle yourself. Don't belittle your ideas because of someone else's opinion. In fact, before you act, start speaking greatness concerning it. Even if others belittle you, let your communication and being express your success. Your idea will work. Why? Because you said so. That's when you start moving in the direction of progress. Be exceptional, expand beyond your location, expand beyond yourself, be a luminary. You have a duty to keep the word can't out of your mind. If your life was a boat, your words would be the rudder. They dictate the direction you go. One thing I would like you to take away from today is this: you are the pilot of your life. Your actions directly impact your future. It is up to you. Congratulations again, and I wish you all the best for your future successes.
the Chancellor of the University of Greenwich, Lord Boateng of Akyem and Wembley.
Mr. Deputy Lord Lieutenant, Your Worship, the Mayor, Vice-Chancellor, Pro-Vice-Chancellor, staff, faculty, family and friends of this great university. A global university. Just look around you and you see the continents of the world, all 5 continents reflected and represented here. A global university located at the global center of the measurement of time. So time present, this present moment in which we come to celebrate achievement. Past, time past, the moments, the hours, the days, the weeks, the years that these graduates have spent to get to this place. Their focus, their dedication, hours spent in the library that might have been spent in the pub, some hours spent in the pub that ought to have been spent in the library, because universities have their ups and their downs. But overall, time past which has been spent to good effect, because it has brought you to this place. And when we think of the future, we think of what it is that has brought you to a position in which you are going to be able to shape the future. Your own futures, yes, but importantly, the future of our world, the communities, the workplaces, the cities, the towns, the countries, and that wider world in which you will live and work going forward. But at this moment, it's all about you. And it is you who we are celebrating. So why don't we, who are on this side, give them, let's big them up and give them a big round of applause. But you know, even as we big you up, we have to remember what's brought you to this place and what's made you into what you are. So we remember the staff, the dedicated staff, faculty, ancillary staff of this university who created the enabling environment to enable you to learn, who taught you, and we give thanks to them. But we remember particularly, don't we, even as we think of them, the saying, the Zulu, the Xhosa saying that I learnt when I was Ambassador High Commissioner to South Africa, that is encapsulated in the phrase Ubuntu, Ubuntu. We are what we are because of others. We are what we are because of others. And the significant others in your lives are those who have loved you, who care for you, your family and friends. Many of them are in this room. Each and every one of you has your own story about how family and friends have come around you at a critical stage in your life and enabled you to achieve what you have achieved. Many of them are here, but some of them are not. And you'll want to think about them too. So Ubuntu, we are what we are because of others. So let's actually just celebrate, shall we, and applaud those others. And that is them speaking to you. That's them speaking to you. So that's the past, that's the present moment. But looking to the future, we live in a challenging and sometimes a troubled world, frankly. We live in a world where there are real issues around sustainability, accountability, inequality, environmental degradation, and how best we utilize the resources of our world. And there has never been a time in which our world and the community has needed you and your skills more than at this moment. The Deputy Lord Lieutenant and their worships, the mayors, who attend these ceremonies don't just attend because they want to dress up and come to an event and have a lunch on a hot summer's day. They come because they represent the community that has a stake in you and your success. The community, the wider world, needs you and needs you to succeed. We need, looking at your accomplishment, looking at your degrees, we need the capacity to measure outcomes. We need the capacity to manage risk. We need the capacity to utilize finance in order to achieve the best possible results and to measure those results and to ensure cost effectiveness and probity. We need those skills today more than we have ever needed them. And those are the skills that you possess. Those are the skills that you will be going out into the world to offer. And so we thank you for that. But more importantly, we look forward to what it is you are going to do. And as you do that, know this, that the skills that you have acquired here will go on to serve you and the community well. They will be capable of being nurtured and added to. The relationships that you have learned to form here amongst many different peoples will bear fruit as you go forward and hold the seeds for a better life for you and a better future for the world. So we celebrate that today. But know this too, that for each and every one of you, each and every one without exception, for each and every one of you, whilst we celebrate your achievement to date, for each and every one of you, the best is yet to come. The best is yet to come. And we wish you all the very, very best. Good luck.
Chancellor, I now call upon Colin Allen, Director of Student Experience, to present to you award holders from the Business School.
Chancellor, I have the honour to present to you higher degree and Master's Award holders from the Department of Accounting and Finance. Professor Alexander Stoyanovich will present the certificates and prizes. For the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, in recognition of a programme of work entitled Modelling Credit Risks for SMEs, the degree of Doctor of Philosophy is awarded to Amir Ahmed Keshavaz. For the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, in recognition of a programme of work entitled Empirical Essays on Director Interlocks and Corporate Governance Behaviour of Firms, the degree of Doctor of Philosophy is awarded to Sarindi Vasudevan. For the degree of Master of Science, Accounting and Finance, Samson Abiodun Arawolo. Galanda Ba. Arthika Chowdhury. Ajovi Jabli. Samira Hassan. Sufian Soyeb Noor. Mariam Mochisola Odumoso. Linda Osariman Ukonbo. Raza Puniskait. Anja Rajak. Hui Wong Ta. Esther Veronica Wallace. For the degree of Master of Science, Finance and Investment, Imane Fol. Sadaf Gaderi. Barbara Manubea Korentang, who also receives the Accounting and Finance Department Prize for the Best Postgraduate Academic Performance. Meltem Kus. Sam Anthony Morgan. Elizabeth Nguyen. Scott Daniel Saxby. Nadumbe Thiam. James Elliott Troe. Kayo Jung. For the degree of Master of Science, Financial Management and Risk, Rebecca Grosfell. Rebecca Esther Anna Hellstrom. Surunikpo Titilope Jenkinson. Christopher Oguchukwu Nadule. Basi Effiong Udo. For the degree of Master of Science, International Banking and Finance, Antoine Duleson. Pierre-Roger Henri Gonnet. Amin Najmeddin Khalaf. Guillaume Victoria Junior Albert Piccolo. Gaston Semel. Chancellor, that concludes the list of higher degree and master's degree award holders. Vice-Chancellor, I have the honour to present to you first degree award holders from the Department of Accounting and Finance. Professor Alexander Stoyanovich will present the certificates and prizes. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts, Accounting and Finance, Mohammed Rizwan Jumon Ahmed. Yusuf Khan Ahmed. Yumna Suleiman Ahmed. Zakarin Ahmed. Olufela Abiomi Abjiboe. Saba Akhtar. Adimola Akinkunmi. Zuned Al-Hussein. Sirkan Alton. Fatima Zainab Aslam. Paulina Annabella Augustinovich. Mohammed Abdul Aziz. Anam Baba. Satkata Singh Bans. Anum Bandi. Sirkan Buldu. Prabjot Kaurchana, who also receives the University of Greenwich Merit Award for Outstanding Achievement. Panagiotis Karalambos. Yichong Chen. Christina Sivilikait. Alpa Veli Demir. Pritpal Singh Danjal. Chloe Douglas. Zara Ege. Mohammed Ferdous. Faizan Gazanfar. Divyakala Gurung. Emi Halili. Syed Samial Haq. Akash Harak Singh. Inthisa Parveen Hithya Yathula. Chanwen Huang. Zahid Hussain. Bilal Ijaz. Ashley John. Cherry Lucianne Johnson. Kamalpreet Kaur. Dawood Kumson. Ravina Kunwa. Ellie Rose Langton. Jonathan Carlos Lister. Rima Furdus Ludi. Abinesh Kaur Mashiana. Madhya Musalin Maxim. Akyar Mia. Asha Abdul Qadir Mohammed. Daniel Murphy. Titu Hien Nguyen. Valeria Dorina Oltian. Luke Orwell. Hamza Osman. Fatima Zora Ulad Sukhana. Uzair Patel. Nishalini Pathmanathan. Zeba Petkar. Ryan Price. Lakshmi Pun. Mohammed Abdur Rab. Habibur Rahman. Tasmina Rahman. Aman Semi. Daniel Sebel. Tasnim Shah. Aditi Sharma. Ayrton Antonio Silves Ferreira Vaz. Yathika Sivakumar. Jonathan Mark Smith. Rahiljit Singh Sur. Diana Stoyanova, who also receives the Chartered Institute of Management Accounting Student of the Year. Jodie Thompson. Anisha Thurairaja. Dragos Gabriel Visitiu. Mian Ahmed Wasim. Megan Wood. Meng Jiao Ye. Mak Rui Jiu Jiang. Mohammed Zulkarnin. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts, Accounting and Finance, studied at Hong Kong Management Association, Hong Kong, Chi Bun So. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts, Accounting and Financial Information Systems, Emran Ahmed, who also receives the Accounting and Finance Department Prize for the Best Undergraduate Project. Stefan Cebanu. Dimitri Dimitriou. Alicia Gralak. Zafar Ashraf Hajat. Frederick Nicholas Kalyasubula. Nadia Begum Majumdar. Safa Hamza Munye. Carolina Anastrus. Harkirat Singh Tahim. For the degree of Bachelor of Science, Finance and Investment Banking, Giacomo Acrace. Laura Bruce. Kai Collins Bertie. Kwaku Gyamfi Kumaning. Anas Liban Sheikh Hassan. Mohammed Naveed Iqbal. Fibilil Vaughan Jumbe. Yanis Kaparani. Alina Limbu. Ross Ethan McEachen. Amber Nicole Mason. Pramoda Mola. Melissa Binti Amin Ung. Silla Omak. Theodora Nikoleva Petkova. Daniel Petrus. Henry Ross. Roberta Rosgait. Nicoletta Rusu. Aaron Singh Sekon. Leanne Tucker. James Oliver Williams. Vice-Chancellor, that concludes the list of award holders from the Business School.
Vice-Chancellor, I call upon you to confer the awards.
Graduands, could you stand one more time? And staff, could you stand also, please? We now come to the climax of our ceremony today for our undergraduate and postgraduate students. And in a moment, I will formally confer the award of your degrees, and then I hope that everybody in the chapel will make a very loud noise to celebrate such a fine accomplishment. By virtue of the powers vested in me as Chair of Academic Council and Vice-Chancellor of the University of Greenwich, I confer upon all those who have been presented the title, award and honours to which you are entitled. You are now graduates of the University of Greenwich. Congratulations!
Please take your seats. Chancellor, we now come to the conferment of an honorary degree of the University of Greenwich, and I call upon Chris Philpott to present to you Dr. Tariq Abbasi, MBE.
Chancellor, Dr. Tariq Abbasi, MBE DL, as a banker and entrepreneur, was devoted himself to one of the great causes of our time, peace and understanding between people from different religious and ethnic backgrounds. Tariq is a proud British Muslim who has taken a powerful stand, not only against the terrorist acts that carried out in the name of Islam, but also against the anti-Muslim scapegoating that takes place in sections of society and the media. As head of our local Greenwich Islamic Centre and later Director General of the World Muslim Congress, Tariq has used every platform available to build bridges between Muslims and non-Muslims. He told the House of Lords in 2015, "All of us are equally responsible and equally called to work together to seek the common positive values of love, compassion, justice and peace." His work was recognised with an MBE in 2011. Tariq came to the UK from Pakistan to study in 1983. From being a homesick student, he met his wife and decided that this would be his home. From the start, he began a lifelong commitment to integration and to making change for the better. Equally at home in Karachi, Europe and San Francisco, where he did a PhD on artificial intelligence, Tariq embodies the idea of thinking globally, acting locally. Tariq built his career through working in and owning investment banks. He was a director of Intertrade Bank, chairman of West Star Capital Group by the age of 27, and in 1992 he became a director at Intercapital Bank, a role he continued until 1998. When Tariq started volunteering at the Greenwich Islamic Centre, it was a small organisation run from a private residence. He helped it to evolve into a flourishing charitable enterprise and eventually became head of centre as chair. One of his first jobs was to help the centre to successfully oust extremists, a bold and courageous first move. By the time of the 9/11 attack in New York, Tariq was already an important community leader. The backlash against Muslims was swift and often ferocious. Describing it as a witness for the Citizens Commission on Islam in 2015, Tariq told how his own family became victims of hate crimes. Tariq says, "It was then that we had to do something. We had to defend ourselves. We had to come out and tell people that whatever rubbish they see in the media, that had nothing to do with us as Muslims. It had nothing to do with the religion of Islam." Tariq began by writing an article in the local paper that triggered solidarity from other faith leaders. He invited them to the Greenwich Islamic Centre, after which more local groups made visits to learn about Islam and to get to know their neighbours. Through a philosophy of sharing, he led faith leaders in a message of togetherness. He and his team then prepared an Islam awareness package for the heads of local police, sharing with them their problems and future vision. They were followed through the doors of the mosque by counsellors, teachers, magistrates, people from the army, fire brigade, probation services, NHS staff, local businesses and neighbouring residents. Furthermore, at the GIC, Tariq instigated recruitment days to bring down the barriers that stopped Muslims from participating in the police and army. For Tariq, maintaining cultural identity and integration are not incompatible. It is possible to be both a confident Muslim and an active British citizen. No one can measure the impact of this powerful wave of community relations, but one indication is what happened when soldier Lee Rigby was tragically murdered in Woolwich. Hundreds of press reporters gathered outside the Islamic Centre waiting for them to deliver a statement. But Tariq says, "We did not have to do anything. We had all our neighbours and multi-faith friends standing by us and telling the world that we had nothing to do with the murder of Lee Rigby. The perpetrators should be punished without labelling them as Muslim criminals. They were just criminals." The centre received support from hundreds of ordinary folk who understood the unfairness of anti-Muslim messages. This was the legacy of Tariq's work on community cohesion in Greenwich. Tariq has spent his life fighting isolationism, and this has often brought him critics from both inside and outside of Islam. His values, he says, transcend the discomfort. He's needed to show great courage at such times and typically says if extremists and the media can create hate, they can also undo it. In exercising his courage, Tariq pays tribute to the support of his wonderful wife, 3 children, and an array of loyal friends. Many more honours have been bestowed on Tariq since the MBE. The Royal Borough of Greenwich gave him a Lifetime Achievement Award in 2014, and he was only 52 at the time. They made him a Freeman in 2016, and Tariq says they've always stood beside him and supported his vision. He was also made Deputy Lord Lieutenant of Greater London. He is a much sought-after trustee, sitting on the boards of many charities, as well as continuing to manage several businesses. Tariq is a great friend to the university and has been a part of our research on the Greenwich Islamic Centre. He looks forward to being an ambassador for the university in the future. It is for Tariq's unique, inspirational, and yet humble contribution to community cohesion through countless hours of volunteering that we are honoured to make this award today. And now, Chancellor, I have the honour and privilege of presenting to you Dr. Tariq Abbasi, MBE DL, for conferment of the degree Honorary Doctor of the University Honoris Causa.
Dr. Tariq Abbasi, by virtue of the powers vested in me as Chancellor of the University of Greenwich, I have much pleasure in conferring upon you the degree of Honorary Doctor of the University, Honoris Causa.
This was the moment I was dreading. Worshipful the Mayor, Lords, Ladies, the Chancellor, Lord Boating, the Vice-Chancellor, Professor David Maguire, Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, mums and dads, and newly graduated boys and girls. Good afternoon. That wasn't, are you hungry? Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Thank you so much, Lord Boating, that I heard it well. Before I start, I have a confession to make. My wife's been reminding me actually for the past several months since she knew that I was going to be coming here that I'm not a good public speaker and that I should have taken some elocution lessons before I come here today. So what she doesn't realize is actually that last time I spoke in public was about 35 years ago. That was my wedding speech I delivered nervously. And the side effects of that are actually still there. I never looked like this actually a long time ago, so it's still there. Because I go home and I just listen. So no practice whatsoever of public speaking. If I flop hard today, you know who to blame. I've just got a couple of minutes actually to just share with you my past. It's not an advice or any speech as such, but I'm just going to go take you to my past a little bit. Advice is something we don't take or we have a difficulty in taking from others. So when we were young, my father always told a story when he wanted to say something to us. And I've shared those very little small stories with my children. And over the years, and now when I start a story, they say, "Oh, Dad, not again. We've heard this story, So I'm sure you know the feeling. So I'm going to share a little story with you today. And if you heard it before, just shout. You've heard it, and I'll go to the next one. Father told the story that there was a man. He was passing through the jungle, and he saw a fox, really frail, just bones, probably didn't eat for weeks, barely surviving. And he really felt sad because he couldn't help. There was no water, no food, nothing whatsoever. And then he suddenly sees a lion with a big chunk of meat in his mouth, and he's coming towards the fox. He sat there and he ate some and he left some. So the man witnessed all of it, the whole thing, and he thought, wow, this is a miracle. Few minutes ago, this fox was just going to die. Now is full of energy. So he goes back to the village and he says, look, I've seen miracle. I've seen this. And he told the story to all his friends. And he also made an announcement that as from today, I am just going to go to jungle as well. If God Almighty can look after a fox, he will look after me also. So they told him, I said, my friend, come on, don't be silly. You are not an animal, you're a human being, you need to be staying in the village. No, I am going to go to jungle. So he leaves everyone with the hope of getting some food and water and everything. And 2 days, 3 days, 7 days, no water, no miracle. And he started getting ill. After 7 days, some of the friends decided to visit him. And he said, look, let's see how he's doing. And when they saw him, he was in absolute state of hunger. Picked him up, took him to the village, and he said, look, why do you want to be a fox and not a lion? Who can feed himself and look after the others. But today, all of you graduates, I want you to be lion. I don't want you to be fox. This is what leadership is all about, taking care of yourself and the others around you. Leadership is not getting how many people are following you on LinkedIn or Instagram or Twitter, but it is all about how many people are being mentored by you. It is all about how many people are benefiting from your experience and slowly molding themselves into becoming our future leaders. This is giving. Be big lions. And don't be afraid to give something back. Back to your parents, your teachers, your family, your community, your neighbors, your city, your country, and indeed the world. And this giving back doesn't have to be in the form of wealth. You can do all little things, a smile, a thank you, visiting sick and needy in hospitals, supporting charities, and sharing knowledge with others. Because when you just work for money, and if you don't have it and you don't get it, you really have nothing to fall back on. You have really, literally nothing. But if you work for money as well as other things in life, you will have everything. I have never seen anyone going bankrupt by doing good things in life and giving charity. Be kind and grateful human being. Grateful for everything in life. Grateful for having a family. Grateful to your parents. Grateful for having good friends. Grateful to be able to walk, eat, talk, and hear. And be grateful for today. And when we instill actually these basic human values within ourselves, we are then blessed with a rare gift, wisdom. The world famous Sufi Rumi said, be a lamp, a lifeboat, or a ladder. And remember that our greatest strength lies in the gentleness and tenderness of our hearts. Which reminds me actually of something that, look, we as human beings been blessed with 2 organs in our body that doesn't contain any bones, our heart and our tongue. And there's a wisdom behind it. So keep our hearts soft for others and speak softly, gently, and respectfully with others. So by having soft heart and gentle approach in life doesn't make you a weak person, but rather you are the strongest out of the entire bunch. And surround yourself when you go to this hall with like-minded, successful people, noble people. So when you're flying high, they will express their joy and not feel threatened because of your success. They will celebrate your success with you. A couple of weeks ago, actually, I was traveling in Africa, and every morning I went to the breakfast room, and I will tell the chef, "Chef, good morning. Could you give me something fresh which you prepared 3 days ago?" And he would serve me fantastic looking omelette, nice and fresh, which I thoroughly enjoyed it. The day I was leaving, the chef, I told him that, "Look, chef, your cooking was rubbish. I'm never going to come back to this hotel again." And he smiled again. And he said, "Sir, before you, can I say something?" I said, "Of course, chef. I'm all yours." And he said, "Well, thank you for talking to me. Every morning you come, you talk to me, you smile, you're happy, and you make me feel like that I'm also a human being." Wow, I wasn't expecting that. But then I told him that God Almighty, our manufacturer, our creator, says in our holy scriptures that He Almighty has made us, created us, manufactured us with His own hands. Just imagine if Sotheby's or Christie's got their hands on a painting which they believed was painted by God. Imagine the queue outside their auction rooms. And can you ever put a price tag on it? I don't think so, never. So God says that I made human beings with His own hands, means that God Almighty has touched every one of us in this room. He's touched you with His hands, and He's touched me with His hands, which makes all of us equal and the best of His creation, and with a unique DNA structure. And then He gave us different colors and features so that we are able to identify each other. And He further says that if any one of us is special, it is most definitely not because of one's color. Neither it is because of one's wealth. It is only because of one's character and piety. We are all His masterpieces He's created, each one of us bearing unique characteristics. That is how we must look at each other, precious and sacred. And the chef smiled, the biggest smile you can have from him. So be colorblind. And when we want others to treat us in a very special way, we must treat the others in the same manner, in the same way, by reaching out first. And it shows that we care. We accept and enjoy diversity in nature, in food, flowers, trees, plants, animals, you name it. But we have difficulty in accepting diversity within ourselves, within our creation. We must celebrate our diversity by bringing people of all colors, faiths, and no faith together, by sharing the message that we are manufactured the same way, the same process. And if we go out on a fault-finding mission, we will find faults in others, nothing else. And if we reach out to the people with positive attitude, we will receive back nothing but positive energy. Speaking different languages, wearing different types of clothes, eating different types of food, all of these things actually make us all different and unique, not the superior or inferior, just different. I was born and raised in a tiny village in Pakistan, where my father, who worked for World Health Organization, was posted on a measly 120 rupees per month salary. And my mother was the Chancellor of the Exchequer. She looked after every single penny she got. And she allocated the salary out of my father's to each and every department, for the household, the whole thing. And she also had a saving box. The saving box, actually, I knew where it was, so it was hidden, but we knew where it was. She was an excellent decision maker with great vision, brilliant dietitian. She knew what to cook, what to buy, how to look after children, and when to buy us clothes, and of course, sent us to school, college, and then to universities. Highly intelligent lady, looked after all of us with love, and she learned all of that without having to go to a school. With that rupees 120 coming in each month, we were the richest family in the village because we had from the mother's saving, bought a transistor radio. And on that shortwave, we used to listen to BBC World Service. And we thought that was the most authentic news delivered to us. Only if I know what I know now, I knew then, perhaps things would have been different, but that was it. And we had 2 rooms, a hand pump for clean water, a kerosene lamp for reading, and we loved each other. And we never slept hungry and unhappy. Because it is family togetherness that matters, and that makes us rich, and not the wealth. This whole journey has been an exceptional experience that has taught me gratitude, patience, and humility. I would like to express my profound gratitude to the University of Greenwich, University's Chancellor, the Right Honourable Lord Boateng, the Vice Chancellor, Professor David Maguire, the Chair, all members of University, trustees, and management who considered me worthy of receiving this prestigious award. I'm absolutely thrilled, honoured, privileged, and humbled. Mr. Philpott, may I thank you for spending so much time with me, and thank you for digging into my past. Thank you. Mr. Mayor, you've been a great friend, and I'm delighted and honoured to have your gracious presence today, and also like to thank the Deputy Lieutenant Peter, who's especially made an effort to come, and I'm ever so grateful for that. And I can't leave actually this podium without thanking my own family, my wife, my children. They have been sterling support for the past 30 plus years. Behind the scenes, they are my real strength. Thank you. And lastly, I'd like to take the opportunity to congratulate all of you on your graduation day. I'm sure your parents, guardians, families, and teachers are extremely proud of you. Just go out, do something extraordinary by doing something out of the ordinary. Any cricket fan? Any cricket fan in the room? No? Well, anyway, it was a fabulous game. Yeah, there we go. Fabulous game. Well done, England, for winning 2019 World Cup. Congratulations to you, and thank you so much for your patience. Thank you, and stay blessed. Thank you.
Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, Honorary Graduate, distinguished guests, that completes this afternoon's presentation of successful award holders of the University of Greenwich. Would guests please remain seated until the processions have left the chapel and await instructions from stewards. Thank you and congratulations.